now. And we are live 1 day before 2021, boys. Mr. Petro, how are you, my friend?
What's up, guys? What's up, everybody?
Mr.
Hope everybody had a good holiday, good Christmas, whatever you celebrate.
Yes, absolutely. Totally agree with you, Petro. Mr. Kirkpatrick, you, my friend. Oh, you know what? I always jump to Mr. Kirkpatrick. Let's go, Mr. Sickinger. Let's go to Coach Sickinger.
How's everybody doing? It's good to see the boys. A lot of crazy stuff happened in the last week. Just got the hot text. Pat Mahomes is sitting this week.
Yes, I saw that.
Chad Henne. Steelers got this as a gift for Christmas. Nice. Got the Bielen nod of approval, so we're in good shape. You know what? Yeah, we got to put some guys in bubble wrap, and let's go.
And how are you, Mr. Bielen, tonight?
Very good. Can't wait to argue with you at 8:26.
All right, I'm ready to roll then. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, how are you, my friend?
Doing well. I'm surprised Mr. Bielen's doing well. 2 in a row for the Jets, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, the hot Jets. The hot Jets.
They could end up picking, like, they're saying 4th or 5th now, or what is it? I think they said between 3rd and 4th pick they could end up dropping to if they win another game. Oh my God.
Hey,
oh my God.
Once again, I'll use my favorite line. If we jumped in the DeLorean, punched it to 88, and went back to the beginning of the season, this Petro's team, which now will win the division, didn't think he'd win a game. John's like, whatever, we're going to be boom, boom, boom. Now you look at the Giants, the Redskins, both vying for playoffs. John's team right now has won 2 in a row, beating 2. What is going on in the world? Oh, the Broncos.
Yeah.
There's always one. There's always one that's the same, and it's the Broncos.
I thought we would win a couple games, but I didn't think the division was going to be – I mean, listen, Dak Prescott, I think, going down, I think really opened up this division because I think even though Dallas wasn't playing that great, I think how bad the division is, I think Dallas would have ended up pulling away and winning it. But, I mean, I didn't think that we would be playing for a division title come Week 17 against Philly. That's for sure.
Hey.
Who's your quarterback?
They're saying Alex Smith's going to be okay. I was reading about it today. They said he was really close last week, but they just didn't want to push him. So I think that they were more so really preparing that go out there. If we lose this week, we'll at least have our guy back next week to hopefully
Jim, as long as it's not Dwayne Haskins, they got a shot.
Well, it's funny. I was just going to say that. If we talked like if we wrote a script for Petro in the beginning of the year and said, hey, this guy's going to be your starting quarterback, but then the guy who almost died is going to come back. He's going to be the quarterback. Then he's going to get hurt. This guy's going to come back, and then he's going to lose and go to a strip club, and then he's going to disappear after a game, and we're going to bring in this guy. And Petro, you're still going to be playing for the division. Hollywood wouldn't even buy that.
You got to love it.
I mean, listen, I was wrong about Haskins because I was sold on him, and I was talking about it with Coach Breslin actually messaged me about it, and he was like, "Thank God we don't have to deal with this guy anymore." And I just said, like, if he wasn't getting the football part of it, like being a professional quarterback and like getting the schemes and stuff like that, that's one thing. But like he couldn't even do like the easy stuff right, you know, like he couldn't be like just like a professional and prepare the right way.
That was the part, Mike. You know, like, he said he went down the end of the bench.
Just like how, when he got pulled in the second half of that game the other day, he's walking up and down the sidelines, huffing and puffing, being like, dude, like you didn't earn your way back onto the field. So like, and then like just like you said, man, like you will go out there, you actually play pretty well in Seattle. You almost come back and win the game. He did play pretty well. The second half, he was lights out, and then. The first thing that comes to your mind when your head coach has been fighting cancer all year, getting treatment at halftime of games, is I'm going to go to a strip club after a loss. And, like, it's just
you know what it comes down to, though, Petro? They made a mistake. They should have never drafted him. And
not for nothing, Kurt, Ron Rivera and them didn't draft this guy.
Right, but here's what Ron Rivera did. Rivera, and again, we'll get into this in a second, but I like Ron Rivera. But if they lose this division, it's on Ron Rivera because the guy should have never played last Sunday. He shouldn't have. You don't play in a championship caliber game and then you get cut. They should have just cut him right there. A couple comments coming in. Neely saying Haskins apparently has multiple teams interested. I know Denver's not, so thank God. Coach Breslin saying, thank goodness he is gone. Manny DeLima saying, and I agree with Manny, Cowboys win division, but losing the playoffs. LOL. Dallas and Dalton are winning this division this week. Coach Breslin saying
They gotta win first.
so immature and did not want to work and be a professional. Mr. Sis is saying Haskins stinks. That's times 10. Again, one of the worst picks
Hey, you
ever.
know what? Hey, Kurt, you know what's awesome for those in the audience? If you notice Kurt now, Kurt got the new screen in front of him, so he doesn't have to squint and go to the side. So you're looking at the new Kurt 2.0 reading straight ahead.
Yeah.
I like it.
Not bad.
I don't think.
Wait, well, real quick. Rob Neely's also saying, and this is where he's true, and we're going to see this Friday night, can't trust an Ohio State quarterback. Coach Breslin, the owner, drafted him, and he is next and should be gone too. Neely's saying, hate Francesa, but he always said a quarterback has to have at least 10 starts in college. Manny DeLima, the owner, is a joke also. So, but let's get into college football real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Ken.
you know what? We can talk about this for hours and days and months. Everybody has a bad draft pick.
Yeah.
Josh Rosen. Are we talking about Josh Rosen?
Right.
No.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I don't think
you can't. Everybody has a bad draft pick.
I don't think it's one of the worst draft picks ever. It's not like we're talking like he was a top 5 pick and he was supposed to come in and save our franchise type of guy. It's not even like comparable to that. I mean, it's just he just didn't work out. And it sucks because the kid has a phenomenal arm. His arm is
But
great.
he has
It's just
no
that
work ethic. He can't read a defense. He wants
and
to run.
that's stuff that you just can't. You
Marcus
can't.
Russell.
You
Right,
can't teach a
Jamarcus
guy like that.
Russell.
Now you see Jamarcus Russell. That, in my opinion, is a way more big of a bust because, like I said to you guys in the group chat, you don't get many number 1 overall picks. You could get 15 and 16 picks.
Now, Neely's a Titans fan, and he's saying, no way, not the worst. Jamarcus and Jake Locker. By the way,
We could
Frankie...
go on for days and months, Kurt. We could.
Let's get to college. But by the way, Frankie Bafuco saying Happy New Year, everyone. So thank you, Frank, for tuning in.
I would say fire the scout that looked at him.
And he's gone. All those guys everyone's gone.
Florida game 7-zip Oklahoma.
Yep, right out of the gate, Oklahoma. All right, we're going to start with college quick hitters, and we're going to go the way the board is. We're going to go Bielen, Kenny, Petro, Jim. Okay?
We're doing these quick so we can catch up.
30 seconds each because we got a lot to do. So 30 seconds each, quick hitters.
All
right. Tony Elliott, offensive coordinator from Clemson, is going to miss Friday's game. Will it impact the Ohio State-Clemson game, particularly Clemson's offense? Bielen, yes or no?
No.
Kenny?
No, they got enough there. No.
Bielen. Petro?
It better not.
Jim?
I don't think so. Not at this point of the season.
Okay, next question. Alabama and Clemson are obviously the it teams, have been the teams the past 3 to 4 years. Who, by the way, Neely wants to know, Bielen, what are we eating?
He wants to know what John's eating.
Yeah, he wants to know, Bielen, what are we eating? Neely wants to know.
Good choice.
Okay.
I buy the shell.
It was also before it was actually sunflower things.
All right, so here we go. They've been the it teams. Nick, give me a team. Like, don't give me Ohio State. Don't give me one of the top teams. But who is going to be, or who could potentially be the next big time or it team in the next couple years?
Who's first?
I'm going to go
Bielen.
two.
Bielen's first.
I'm going to go two. A&M, Iowa State.
Kenny.
I'm going to go with, I might steal this one from Petro. I'm going to go North Carolina.
Petro.
They're in my thoughts, but I'm going to go both Florida teams because I feel like Florida football is on the cusp of getting back to where they were. So I'm going to go Florida and University of Miami.
Jim.
That's what I was thinking too. Because I just saw something with Deion Sanders was talking about that the other day. He's like, you know what? Back when I did, all three were good. They're on their way back up.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out for them again. So,
and you know what? Bielen made a good pick too because, I feel like Texas A&M, they've kind of taken over for the Longhorns. Like, they're the big dogs in Texas now. So I think Texas A&M, if they keep getting those guys, they can make the jump too.
By the way, Neely's saying his Nebraska Huskers and Luke McCaffrey as his quarterback. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to disagree with you guys a little bit. I'm going to say Texas because I'll tell you, that running back they got is insane. freshman kid, a true freshman. He's probably, they said, going to be one of the best backs in the country. And I don't know, like the SEC, like, are you really still going to go to A&M if you want to go to SEC over all those other teams? The Big 12, like Oklahoma's okay, but I mean, Lincoln Riley's always rumored to leave. You know, the other team, I think Texas could possibly be one of those teams, you know? But I think Texas, not with the coach now. Like, they're looking to spend money because they wanted to give Urban Meyer money. He just didn't want to go. So they're going to get, I mean, they'll pay for whoever they want as a coach. So
my thing is, I think it's Texas is that one state. Texas and California are the two states that the kids normally stay home. They don't really leave. Like, you'll never see a lot of Texas kids leaving and going to Alabama or leaving and going to a California school. They normally stay. So why would you not want to get the exposure in the SEC, playing in big SEC games? Go to A&M.
Right.
That's my only take on it.
Coach Breslin has one. Do you guys agree or disagree with this? Oregon, Cristobal is a good coach, and the Pac-12 is not that strong. And
they're always one of those bubble teams. They're like just right on the outside, usually always hovering around that point that they seem like they've had some really good teams and they couldn't do it with those good teams.
Hey, I don't know if you guys don't know him, but my guy, Coach Coyne saying go Irish. We're going to get into that in a couple of minutes.
And I got some news, guys. News.
Just to piggyback off of Petro with Coach Breslin, I don't give credit to a team that's playing in a crappy division. That's one reason why, like, I don't like Clemson, because they don't play anybody.
Well, again, we'll get into this later. But then all I heard you talk all year, Bielen, was Cincinnati, and that's not a good conference.
But you're talking about Cincinnati over Oregon, who plays Stanford, UCLA, USC, all these things. Like, I mean, come on.
All right, so let me get to my next quick.
Oh, we got an update. Coach Siciliano, Big Ed, 14-0 Oklahoma.
Wow,
really?
Eddie Sis has got his finger on the pulse. Thank you, Ed.
Yep,
taking him out to the woodshed. I love it.
Here we go.
I like Coach reading the comments there. This is good.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so let me ask you. All right, so next question, talking about, because Coach Coyne, my good friend Coach Coyne, saying go Irish. In 3 years, is Kelly still coaching at Notre Dame? Yes or no, Bielen?
3 years?
In 3 years.
He's been there for a little while now, right?
Yeah. What do you got, Bielen?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yeah, I think he's a long stay there like Lou Holtz.
Petro.
So he's ready to retire. He's there.
It's a job that you really need, like, such an unbelievable offer to leave. You know what I mean? Like, it's I know it's not on the level of Alabama, but it's like it's Notre Dame.
Rob Neely saying, nope, see you, Kelly.
No, he'll be there. I mean, listen, even though they just lost, they got stomped out by Clemson. Would anybody disagree that this is the most exciting year for Notre Dame football that they've watched in a really long time? Jim, you're a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, I like them. You know what? I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, when you're expected to be on top of the mountain like that, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And
but they're also, but Jim, let me ask this, because again, I always go to your coaching opinions. But he gets, and again, if they get destroyed on Friday, don't you think he really looks and says, listen, I can't deal with Clemson. I'm not going to beat these like I've gone to where I can go with this program. So listen, I can go to I don't think he's going to go to another college, but NFL he's flirted with. I mean, he's hot. He's a hot commodity now. Why stay? You know, he's not going to have – everybody keeps saying they're not going to – this is the best Notre Dame team he has. I mean, if they get beat by 27 points, what's – you know?
Yes, your question.
I can answer, Kurt. It didn't work with Saban. It didn't work with Spurrier. Kelly's older now. Just let him – he's going to stay in Notre Dame until he's ready to retire. Unless Notre Dame fires him and they have terrible years in the next year.
Are they independent next year, John?
Yes. They're not. They are not. It is not official.
They're jumping back, right?
It is not official yet that they are in the ACC. As of right now, next season, they are back to independent. And which is funny because if they were independent this year, they would probably be the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, January. I think I just read it, January 12th.
Right? Like, I mean, they would be the number 2 team in the country.
No, because Clemson would be undefeated.
Clemson would be undefeated.
Clemson would be undefeated.
Clemson
Notre Dame
2-3. Neely
Our
saying,
our resident comedian, Mr. Siciliano, was saying Notre Dame's a Pop Warner team.
well, listen. You know what? Compared to these monsters, they are. I mean,
That's Clemson.
They're a 19.5-point underdog on
right. They're a 19.5-point underdog. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, it is Alabama. I mean, I don't think Clemson beats Alabama.
But you know
I'll
what
tell
though?
you that. I just don't see it happening. As good as Trevor Lawrence is, I just don't. It's Alabama. Those are, in my opinion, those are the upper. They're men. Those are grown men.
What's the Clemson Ohio State game spread now?
7.5.
7.5 right now.
So you're gonna tell me Clemson Ohio State is a 7.5-point favorite? But you're talking about 19 against Alabama.
Yeah.
You then Notre Dame should have definitely been taken out, and A&M should have been in there, and that would have been a 7-point game.
Again, listen. A couple.
What was the score? What was the score to the Alabama A&M game?
Like college football's got to stop this, man. College football is it's whack. Nobody
was it a close. Was it a close game? Alabama A&M? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I think it was like 52-35 or something.
Here's a couple.
I don't think it would be
comments.
7.
Couple more comments. Neely's saying, Neely's asking, we'll get into this, Kenny. I know you want to get to NFL talk, but he's asking, what about the Urban Meyer Jacksonville talks? Sis is saying that they're going to lose by 25. That might even be generous. I mean, I think it's going to be worse than that. And Neely's saying Trevor Lawrence has lost one game in his career, and it was in a title game. And you know what? That guy's not going to win the Heisman Trophy. I mean, that's my next quick hitter. Heisman Trophy winner is who?
Kurt, that L was a monster L loss.
No, it was.
Monster L loss.
I honestly think Mac Jones should be the Heisman Trophy winner.
Bielen, what do you think?
Mac Jones.
Kenny.
I do.
Mac Jones, but I know we were talking to Sis, a dark horse. If it wasn't Mac Jones, would be his teammate Devontae Smith.
Yeah, they'll never give it to a wide. Mac Jones throws it to him. Exactly. They'll never give it. Yeah, they'll never give it. I would love to see it, but it'll just never happen.
Jim, what about you?
I agree with that.
You know what? I like the receiver kid because we were talking the other day to the Jets guys. You know what? Do they take him or the offensive lineman at 2? And then, I mean, we'll talk about this later. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yep. I mean, to say the least. The kid Jones kind of came up from and just, seized his opportunity. And if you're going to do it, this is the year to do it.
Coach Breslin. I'm sorry, real quick. Coach Breslin saying it was 52-24 Alabama over A&M.
Yeah, I just checked. They did. They lost by 28. I don't know if it would be 7 though.
And his
7
pick,
would be a tight line.
Yeah, that would be I don't know about that either. He's saying his pick would be Devontae Smith. He said he also won AP Player of the Year. He just won AP Player of the Year.
Jamar Chase to me is just going to be a Julio Jones like 2.0. That kid is a can't miss. You talk about Trevor Lawrence being can't miss. Jamar Chase is going to be the Jets. If they get the number 2 pick, Jamar Chase should be the pick because if they don't take him, Miami's going to take him, and then you're going to have to deal with him for. Oh, that would be bad.
I think the Jets are going to take the lineman from Oregon. But let's. All right, so that's my Kenny. That's my. You go to your NFL. Those are my quick hitters for college.
That's yours. All right, we're going to change the NFL up a little bit. Quick responses, but it's going to be filling up the blank. So I'll start with Jim. This I got on my screen. Jim, Petro, Bielen, Kurt. First question: Ravens, Browns, Titans, Colts, and Dolphins are all fighting for playoff spots. One of them is going to be eliminated. Blank is the team eliminated from the AFC playoffs. And blank is the AFC South winner, Titans or Colts.
I'm going to say the Browns are going to be left out, and the Titans are going to be the one in.
Jim, what do you got?
It'd be tough to see the Browns. I mean, especially with,
Tough. They lost to the Jets.
They're going to regroup.
Come on. They lost to the Jets. You threw the ball 60 times.
I do hate Baker Mayfield.
I love Baker Mayfield.
I know you love you some Baker. But you know what? I loved him losing to the Jets and then him getting out of the car. My fingers are numb. Somebody get the keys. Like all those stupid commercials.
I love those commercials.
I hate them. You love them. We sit there and Petro's like, they're great. I'm like, they suck and he sucks. You know what might be on the outside looking in? This could be a retirement party for our friend Phil Rivers, the man of the dying quail long past. There's rumors
He's
out
so
there he
good,
might
though.
retire after the game. So,
Well, what they got Jacksonville, but Jacksonville doesn't matter if they win or lose because they locked up the number 1 pick already. So I can see Jacksonville going out and putting it all out there. Tennessee has the Texans. They don't really have much to play for. If anything, they're actually going to probably be playing for a draft pick. So I can see them just not even the kind of laying an egg. God, I think Baltimore is going to get in.
Hope they do.
I
it's a
hope
tough
they
week
do.
for Vegas, right? You look at
I
some
hope
of
they
these.
do. I hope they do too. It's interesting because it's Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, Cincy. So it's literally all division games, and then the NFC East is that way too. Is it all that way?
It's all
I
that
think
way.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, so all those,
It's always been like
All the
that.
games are on Sunday. Boom.
all the teams. Oh yeah, look at that.
Last game of the
Okay.
season is always like that.
Last game of the season is always division for everybody. Yeah. Yeah. So I think Ravens get in. What is it? It's only one team gets in, right? The other 3 are
One
out.
team out.
Oh,
One
One
Two, I
team
think.
out. One of those
Yeah,
teams is
two.
going to be
Oh,
out.
one team's going to be out. I'm going to take man. I'm going to take Cleveland on the outside looking in. They're not going to make it. Pittsburgh's going to beat them. That stinks because I would have loved to have seen Cleveland get in.
Who you got, Kurt?
I'm going to say Cleveland's going to get in because they're not playing Big Ben. They're Big Ben.
Oh,
is-
that's right. It's Mason Rudolph.
Yeah,
so
Mason
it's
Rudolph.
So I think it's going to stay status quo. I would say that the Colts are going to be the team that's on the outside looking in because I think Tennessee wins the division. But because Miami's got who? Buffalo, right?
Miami's
Yes.
got Buffalo.
Does that
They'll
game
probably
matter
rest
for
Josh
Buffalo?
Allen.
Nope.
No.
Right.
No.
So I'm gonna go Tennessee's the division and the Colts are out, Kenny.
I'm going to agree with you, the Colts. I think the Colts, I'm going to go bold prediction. The Jags are going to win their second game this year just to piss Bielen off more. And that's their only win. Week 1 was against the Colts, and then it'll be in week 17 against the Colts. They're the only 2 wins. So they're on the outside looking in. So obviously the Titans will win the division.
Okay.
Second
John,
one.
I know the Chiefs aren't playing anybody, but did you ever see a team that was 14-1 getting 3.5 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that their line? Is that the line for that game right now with Mahomes
Right now,
out?
yeah. Chargers are giving Chiefs 3.5.
Mahomes out, and they're still.
Hey, Chad Henne is well rested, so don't worry about it.
Hilarious.
Is anybody else going to rest though? Are they like resting? Is Kelsey not going to play? Like
Not playing.
Kelsey got.
They're not gonna play those guys. No.
They can't, right? They can't. They
No.
can't play them. They can't risk
You
any
know
of them
what?
getting.
We got to
hurt.
get our offensive line healthy and figured out.
You played
But-
a whole practice squad this year. You got injuries, and you got COVID out there.
Well, they
I
just said
probably
that.
wouldn't
That
even-
was
For 2
that
weeks.
just went in today. They're eliminating guys going back and forth because I think they had 2 trips from the practice squad up. They said for the playoffs, it's unlimited. So it's come on, boys, let's go.
Enjoy your
It's
2 week
17
vacation,
nothing
boys,
Sooners.
and we'll see you 2 weeks.
By the way, 17-0 Oklahoma over Florida, and Coach Breslin saying, "How about Green Bay? Look out for them." As I said last week, it is cold in Green Bay.
That's a dangerous team with home field advantage.
Home field
with no
advantage.
fans.
Is there anything better, Kenny, than watching snow in Green Bay?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It could be.
You know what's?
The
You know
Packers
what's going to
could
be better?
playing- the
Jim, you know
Packers
what's
could
gonna
be
be better?
playing anybody. If it's snowing and cold in Green Bay, it's got your attention.
Jim, you know what's going to be better? When Tom Brady travels to Washington and we beat him first round of the playoffs.
Oh,
That's what's going to be better.
Book
Chase
it.
Young is
It's gonna
going to
happen.
Chase Young is going to rip his stupid head off and stuff it in a pair of Uggs.
Kurt, I'm going to come back with you real quick on the second one's a
Okay.
real simple one. Real simple question. Bears and Cards are fighting for the 7th spot in the NFC playoff picture. Blank gets the 7th spot.
That's tough because again,
Wait.
the Cardinals are in major trouble. Kyler Murray is back to
What
being
happened?
regular
Yeah.
Kyler Murray. You know,
He's been banged. He's been really banged.
that
up,
little
though.
gimmick's
His
coming
shoulder's
back.
just not- His
I'm-
shoulder's just not right.
you know what? The
I will
Bears,
tell you-
though, Green Bay has
I
to
will
win
tell
that
you,
game.
the Bears are playing Green Bay,
I know.
and the Cardinals are playing
I like Kenny's going old school, looking at the helmet. I like it.
Seattle. thanks to Kurt and Jen, I got my little helmets.
No,
back.
Cardinals got Rams. Cardinals have the Rams.
Cardinals and Rams.
You know
Okay.
what? I'm going to say this. Nearly saying the only Titans highlight from Green Bay last week was Ben Jones walking barefoot in the snow. Coach Breslin saying that is going to be
great.
awesome. D-line is going to have a field day. You know what? I think the Bears are probably a better team, but the Cardinals are playing the backup quarterback from the Rams, but that he might be better than Jared Goff. So I don't know. I'll say Cardinals. I'll say
Here he
Cardinals.
goes.
I'm not taking the worm.
Bielen, what do you got before he starts ranting?
I'm not taking the worm.
Bears or Cardinals?
Cardinals. I still think the Bears are the most overrated team in football.
And Petro?
I can't bet on Mitchell Trubisky getting that done. I got to go with Kyler Murray. Even with the bad shoulder, Kyler Murray he's got Hopkins, he's got Fitzy. I got to go Kyler Murray. And like Kurt said, they're playing against the backup quarterback of the Rams. I just don't see how Kyler Murray can lose that game, even with he could throw the ball lefty.
Yeah. And Coach Breslin saying that Murray said he is going to play. So
he is going to play, but that shoulder's been bad for 5 weeks. For 5 weeks now, it just hasn't been right.
If you watch his throwing motion,
yep.
he was getting real long in his throwing motion, and you could tell something was wrong the way he was coming back here, and he wasn't keeping the ball up here tight. Even on balls that weren't downfield, you knew something was wrong. I'm going with the Cardinals too. You know what? God, we were sitting here picking them. Once again, in the beginning of the year, they were our it team. You know what? Looking at all the weapons he had and this, that, and everything else. Once again, you know what? If we were that smart, we wouldn't be here.
I'm going to agree. They sneak in and you get 3 NFC West teams in the playoffs. This one's good. Carson Wentz stirring up things in Philly. Trade me if you don't start me next year. Carson Wentz. Let's start with Bielen on this one. Carson Wentz will be playing for blank next year.
Eagles.
Petro.
He'll be an Eagle next year. Yeah, they won't eat that money. It won't happen.
Yeah, they're not going to eat the money and let Hurts play well. And like I said in the text, they're dangling trade bait in front of people's faces right now for him.
Yeah, and I think as bad as Wentz looked this year, there are teams that would take Carson Wentz in a second, and I think the Redskins will be one of them.
This is his only bad year.
It is his only bad year.
Bad year.
The year he got hurt when they won the Super Bowl, if he didn't get hurt, he was going to be MVP of the league that year.
Wrong way.
He was lights out.
So,
this guy.
He'll be.
I'm sorry. I was looking backwards in the screen. Too much technology in front of me. I'm all
The
Twitter troll.
We're all pointing that way. We're all pointing at different sections on the screen.
All right,
yes,
left is right, right is left.
He'll be an Eagle.
You know what? Outside,
17-0 Oklahoma, by the way.
What do you got, Jim and Kurt? What do you got, Wentz going?
You know what?
This is saying Carson, go get a Philly cheesesteak.
You know what? I mean, are you going to see him do what Harden's doing? Like, if I want my way out, like we always talk about with athletes, I'm just going to be the biggest a-hole in the world. You know what? Are they, like you said, if it was, let's just say if money wasn't a factor, Mike and Kenny, John went to get more pistachios. If money was aside and Hurts was going to start and Wentz was going to go, where would he go?
Well, I think if money wasn't a factor, they would have cut him already. I just think they would have cut him. Yeah,
I think if you know what, because once again you're looking at a team, the Colts. You know what, is Belichick really happy with Cam Newton? Cam Newton looks awful.
Jim, that's a great team in my opinion too. New England for him.
Yeah,
they got 8 guys coming back who opted out. All this stuff. They might be because Wentz seems more like Brady than what they were trying to do. Cam Newton looks awful.
He can't throw the ball anymore. You can just see it, and it sucks because I love Cam. I love the way Cam played. Cam just took a little too many. Yes, he took a beating for way too many years in Carolina, and they ran him into the ground, and his arm is just not the same anymore. You can just see it. Now, granted, he doesn't have Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman, I think if he's there, I think Cam is a little bit better because that's a guy who can at least get open, and he's a pro receiver. He's not playing with Jacob Myers or whoever the hell he's throwing the ball to right now. Yeah, so.
Hey, I want to throw this out to you guys, and I just saw this, and I was going to bring this up. Rob Neely saying Matt Stafford trade to New England. They put something up the other day interesting on the internet. If Matt Stafford had gone to the right team, and this is what we always talk about, right guy, right situation. If he had been in New England, if he had been in, Green Bay, wherever, if he played for Andy, would Matt Stafford be talked about in that upper echelon level? Or is he another one of those good quarterbacks who just went to a shitty team and had a whole career?
Yeah.
Is Stafford going to be remembered as one of those guys that we always talk about? You know what? That maybe he just didn't get into the right situation because he was as highly touted as any of those guys when he came out.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. My only problem with Stafford is Stafford had arguably the third best wide receiver ever on his team.
Calvin Johnson, offensive line at that time.
Right, but I mean, Calvin Johnson.
By the way, Jenny
snagging the ball.
Real quick, Jenny Hoops is saying greetings from Twitter and Happy New Year to everyone at K&K.
That might be a good question. That might be a good question for Carson's son, because he's a Detroit fan.
Yeah.
So that might be
a question for him.
You know what?
That might be a good question for him. But I do think Matthew Stafford is very underrated because I think he's a very, very good quarterback.
But Petro, let me get to this real quick, Bielen. They were talking today, and they said, because they were talking about NFL and how Jim was asking, what do you do with Carson Wentz? By the way, Dale Panulo is just saying, what's going on, guys? How are you, Dale?
Up, Dale.
Here's the thing. For Philly to trade Carson Wentz, it actually might have to be like a bad NBA deal where they did, if you remember, the Texans did this with Brock Osweiler the year after they signed him. They basically, to take that contract, you have to give up a first or second round pick. So the general manager of Philly, basically the guy Howie, whatever his name is, he's probably going to get fired. They were saying it today. But because of that stupid deal of paying Carson Wentz, what's going to happen now is instead for them to say, basically the Eagles can't even say we want to play Jalen Hurts. See, Bielen the other day in the text is yelling, Jalen Hurts. But they can't even play Jalen Hurts because they're paying this guy's contract. So now if they got to get rid of Carson Wentz because you can't have a $34 million backup, they have to maybe trade their first or second pick for a mistake. That's the bad part of making bad deals. That is going to kill the Eagles have so many needs.
Kurt, it's 1 year.
Okay, but Bielen, let me get it real quick.
Hold on.
But Bielen,
How come
who
Matt
is
Stafford?
No, we're going to go on record right now.
We're not going off the agenda yet. Let me finish
Kenny.
my segment before you start this.
Okay.
My turn.
He
Real quick.
can't say two guys. He can't say go Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz.
This text messages all week. I'm going on mute.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll make this real quick and simple. Coach just said Matthew Stafford. How come Matthew Stafford, there's nothing ever about him trading, getting rid of, released, or nothing, and he's had multiple bad seasons over there. And now you're talking about Carson Wentz who had one bad year, and all of a sudden you want to roll him out and see you later?
John,
come on.
Matthew Stafford hasn't had a bad year like this, though. This year was bad. Carson Wentz was statistically real. I know. Listen. I agree with you.
Nobody.
I agree with you.
Go ahead, Mr. Let's hold this off because go ahead, Mr. Kirkpatrick. Finish your segment. Kenny, what's your next one? We'll get back to that.
It's done. My point is we talk about this all week long.
I know, but it's a questionable, but we're talking a comment.
I want to get into your topic. This is supposed to be fill in the blank, and then we go off.
All right, go ahead. Phil, give me your next one.
No, that's it for mine. I'm saving my other ones for next week.
Okay.
I want to go into your topic.
All right, so here's.
You want to change your topic?
Can I do a quick little thing real quick?
Carson Wentz? Let's do it.
No. It's not about Carson Wentz. It's about I just don't understand how. You have to be all in with one of those guys. You can't be like, look at Jalen Hurts, look at this, because you can't play Jalen Hurts. You can't have a guy $32 million as a backup. That's just
doing it right now.
crazy.
They're
It's
doing
I
it right
just
crazy.
now.
want to say one thing because I haven't said anything about this whole
Sure.
Wentz situation.
now.
Like
Sure.
Bielen said, it's 1 year. How bad's the offensive line been this year? Historically bad.
Awful. I can tell you
How
how
good's his
bad it's been.
receivers been? No weapons. Ertz has been hurt.
Then why are you playing Jalen Hurts? But why are you
Sanders
playing
has been
Jalen
hurt.
Hurts? Why
Well,
play
see
him?
what you got.
But it's only going to cause a
Trade
problem. You got to
bait.
stick with the guy.
Trade bait. What happened with Matthew Castle, right? Trade. What happened with Jimmy Garoppolo?
I would take Carson
Trade
Wentz over
bait.
Daniel Jones any day of the week.
Wow.
So,
Give me
Here,
Carson
hold
Wentz.
on. We'll go to the next thing real quick. I just want to give a shout out to Rob Neely and the smoky beard. Okay.
Oh, you got it, Neely, huh?
Chicken dust and the habanero. My wife says very spicy, but I love spicy stuff.
All right.
And actually, no, it was a sea salt. Right, which one? She didn't know there was habanero flakes in it, but I love it. So,
Awesome.
Neely, good job, bro.
That a boy, Neely.
The smoky beard.
Kenny, do you
Cool.
have any
Yeah,
more
that's
fill in the blanks, Kenny?
No, I want to get into
Go ahead.
this is going to take too long, and I want to get into your topics. So, and we got Carson
No,
coming
no,
on.
we'll do your fill in the blanks. Go ahead.
Where will these quarterbacks be playing next year? Matthew Stafford. Kurt, start.
Detroit.
Bielen.
what pick does Detroit have in the draft this year?
They're up high.
I'm gonna
Probably
say
top
he's gonna
six,
retire.
seven.
He's gonna retire a line. He's not gonna play anywhere else.
I think so too.
He loves the city of Detroit, and he does a lot for the city of Detroit. He's like big, like with the community and all that stuff. He does a lot of stuff for kids. So I agree. I don't think he'll be anywhere else but Detroit.
I think he's there too. Matt Ryan. Petro.
Matt Ryan, I think, is kind of in the same boat. I
Yeah.
think he'll retire if Falcon also. Now the Lions have the 7th pick, and right now in the latest mock draft, they have them taking Justin Fields with the 7th pick of the draft.
Ooh.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Zach Wilson has the 2nd pick overall to the Jets.
Yeah, here with that.
So, but I think Matt Ryan, he'll go out. Matt Ryan has never really had a bad year. It's always been the Falcons find ways to lose. It's never on him. They should just, if they come back, somehow when they're trailing, they come back, they always win. They just can never have a lead.
Anybody think he's going somewhere? I'm going to go out of the box Patriots.
Yeah, he fits a Belichick quarterback. So
Yeah. A lot of tread on those tires. Boy, you're talking about the end of 3 guys, basically Stafford, Rivers, and and Breeze. Like you're talking about guys who are now getting to the end of their lifespan. But how much of a rarity, right? That they're starting and finishing with the same team. I shouldn't say rarity, but in these days, longevity is the word, I guess, is they've been there for such a long time, keeping such a high level. Like Kenny, when we talk about this stuff, like there's guys who come in, flash in the pan, then they're done. The longevity factor is really cool.
And then I'll do one more. I got a bunch on here, but I'll do one more. This one's interesting. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Where is he playing next year? Kurt.
I might say my boys. I might go Denver. They want a vet. Denver.
Bielen.
Retire.
Really?
Who hasn't he played for yet?
I'm
You might
gonna
need
say-
another shirt up on the wall.
I'm going to say he stays in Miami because you're basically living retirement life down there anyway. So why not?
That's what I was going to say.
Why not
Sun,
get
fun,
paid? Why not
Tua.
get paid to do it? Because honestly, I wanted to talk about this. This guy Flores, he's really flirting with a disaster, pulling this shit with Tua, taking him out of games, and bringing in a closer in football, which I've never heard of in my entire life. Tua wasn't playing that. He wasn't throwing the ball all over the place, but he didn't turn it over. It's like I just feel like the guy is so confused as to what he wants. Did he not want Tua, and he was like forced to pick him? Because I've never seen a guy pull Fitzpatrick and act as shocked as he was, and then I don't know. Miami, he's gonna stay in Miami.
You agree, Jim, with Miami?
You know what's so funny? Like, when he said that with the closer, we never thought we'd see an opener in baseball. We never thought we'd see a shift where 4 guys are on one side of the infield. You know what? I always laugh at that in football, Kenny. Like, you know what? And Kurt, why not pull a starting quarterback? If your starting pitcher's not doing good, you take him out of the game.
Right.
Why not, if your quarterback's not doing good, take him out?
But you know what though? See, Petro's right with this whole like it causes like division though too. Like those guys on the locker room are going to be like, well, then wait a minute, then if Fitzpatrick's the guy in the clutch, let's just play Fitzpatrick. You know, like
right. If he's so much better,
like,
if he's so much better,
why not play him?
If he's so much better than him, then you wouldn't have been in the situation where you had to pull him.
You know,
pull Tua. Like it's just like you're messing with this kid's head. Like,
yeah.
Oh, so you don't trust me that I can't come back. Like that's where my head's at. It's like you pulled Fitzpatrick out of nowhere for a reason. You had a winning record,
right?
So that was already confusing to begin with, and now twice you benched Tua when he wasn't playing great, but it's not like he was throwing the ball all over the place. It wasn't a Haskins situation where he had 3 turnovers in the game.
Remember they took Fitzpatrick out when he was 5-1.
Yeah.
Right, but once you make that decision, that should be it.
Yeah, like that decision already didn't.
Why is it okay? Why is it okay for him to pull the string on Fitzpatrick and put Tua in? But then when they pull Tua out because he can't throw the ball for more than 50 yards a game, they put him in. He can't throw down the field. He's not a throw down the field quarterback. We all know that.
I'll end it because Kurt's got a good topic continuing with football. But I'm going to go dark horse. He's going to be with Mr. Brady in Tampa Bay as the backup, and they're both going to win a Super Bowl next year.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome. I would love to see Fitzpatrick on a parade float with his
shirt wide open.
Beard,
he isn't going to go far. Miami to Tampa, not a far travel. Can keep the family down there. But Kurt, that's it for me for this segment. And now you got a good topic that you wanted to bring up.
And a couple comments. Neely saying that he loved Fitzpatrick. He said he's a baller. Loved him with the Titans. Coach Breslin saying Fitzpatrick makes decisions that much faster. Tua is having a hard time getting rid of the ball on time. All right. So my question for the 4 of you guys, and I'm going to give you 4 scenarios, and it's the topic is how would you guys start your NFL franchise? You're in charge. You're the GM. You can only have one of the 4, and just remember the 4 because it's going to have like different stipulations. Number 1, so this is your team from start to finish.
So we're starting an expansion team with the number 1 pick.
Not expansion team. You want to start. You're taking over a team, but you have an option. You can go 4 routes.
Taking over a team. Okay.
Your 4 routes is number 1. You have a legit. You have a legit franchise quarterback, and we're not even going to get into the top. What we're going to name 3 guys. It's an Aaron Rodgers, a Patrick Mahomes, a Russell Wilson. One of those 3 guys, but you have no defense, and you have like the Jets' weapons. You're not going to get Hopkins.
So we're basically the Jets.
The Jets. This isn't PlayStation. You're going to have no weapons. You're basically going to tell this quarterback, listen, we have no defense. So you're going to have to win 42-40 for us to win. But you got that guy. That's option 1. Option 2 is you have a top 3 defense. Basically, you're the Washington Redskins, but you have no offense. Your quarterback's like, I'll give you the Redskins, like an Alex Smith. He's
Fitzpatrick.
A Fitzpatrick, but lock down defense, top 3. Number 3, your defense is like lower half. Your quarterback is not good. He's like a top. He's probably the 20th or 25th top quarterback in football. But you have the best offensive line in football. You have the Dallas Cowboys of 2-3 years ago. That offensive line, not great running backs, but you just got a stud offensive line. Or number 4, I'll give you all your weapons. You got Hopkins, Tyreek Hill. You got all these like the Detroit Lions when they had the 19 receivers. But your quarterback's not good, and your defense stinks. But you got all the stats in the world you're going to have because you got Pro Bowl receiver 1, Pro Bowl receiver 2, first-round pick. So those are your 4. Bielen, how are you going to rate them? 1, 2, 3, 4. How you doing it?
I'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm taking a quarterback any day of the week because defense doesn't win in the NFL nowadays.
Okay.
And you saw that with the Chiefs.
What's number 2?
And you're seeing that now. No offense, coach, but it's a great thing.
None taken.
Number 2. So that's what you're going.
Yeah.
How about number? What's the rest of the order? How you doing it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So defense is second now.
Sure. No. Okay. 1, 3. No. 1, 3, 4, 2.
Okay. Kenny.
I'm going to go with the offensive line, number 1.
Okay.
Because your quarterback's going to be running for his life. He may not be your franchise quarterback if you don't have a line. He may get hurt. That's the way I look at it. But that's going to be number 2, the franchise quarterback. 3 will be the defense, and 4 will be the weapons.
Okay.
Washington, look what they're going to be in the playoffs if they win this year with a top offense. Their defense won games for them this year. So that's why I would take that over weapons.
Okay. Petro.
I'm gonna agree with Bielen. I'm just gonna flip it on the bottom. A quarterback all day. I think a quarterback, if as long as you got that guy, he'll make anybody around him that much better, especially if it's one of those 3 guys that you mentioned. I'm gonna go with the defense at 2 because I do think a defense is important. I do agree with Bielen that eventually it's going to catch up on you and you're not going to be able to compete against one of those big dogs once you get in the playoffs, but it would get you at least far, and any given Sunday, anything can happen. I'm going to switch 4 and 3. I do like the idea of all the weapons because eventually you'll probably get a half-decent quarterback and then you could win. And 3 to me would be offensive line just because I feel like if you can protect all you want, but if the guy can't throw to anybody or hand the ball off to anybody, what's the point? So,
Jim.
I'm going 1, 3, 2, 4. I'm going franchise quarterback. You know what? Weapons will come. That's where I'd want to start. 3, defense in the lower half. Quarterback not good. Bensel offensive line. You can build around. 2, then I'm going to top 3 defense, no offense. And then the last one, all the weapons with nothing. You've seen that so many times, it just doesn't work out. So, yeah, it's interesting, and like you said, it's the culture. It's, what you're looking to have, where your draft picks are. I mean, they were talking the other night how New England has been able to do this and sustain this for so long, basically picking 31st every year, or whatever was last. And, you stop and think about that for a second. You're like, damn, like, you know it. But once you hear it, you're like, damn, like, you know what? They're just every year competing at such a high level, but they don't get that upper echelon pick. So it's sparked business moves with trades and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, I'd be a GM boy. I'd be out there trying to take people out. You know what? Getting the best deals I could.
I would do it.
After you go, Kurt, I want to add a 5th real quick.
Okay, I would do it. I would take the quarterback one because again, it has it's just those 3 guys. No one else is on that level where you tell this guy, listen, I mean, we might give up 50. I need you to score 51. And when you have a special guy, Mahomes, Rodgers, and Wilson, they do it. So that's 1. 2, the defense. I mean, you see it with the Redskins. They really have no talent. They really don't. I mean, McLaurin's okay, Gibson, but the defense just keeps them in every freaking game.
Whoa. McLaurin is way better than okay. McLaurin is one of the top.
Okay.
Kurt, you're out of your mind.
He's okay. Kurt. He's okay with an okay quarterback. You could make him okay with Aaron Rodgers. He's a top 5 wide receiver in the league.
Listen to me. McLaurin is much better than okay. He's much better than okay.
He is.
He's a very good wide receiver.
Okay, he's good. He's good. He's good. But I'm saying is they're what they're doing, and Ron Rivera again is a very Eddie Murphy saying good evening, Eddie.
Whoa, star stage and screen Eddie Murphy.
That's it. So, but think about it. They're built on. What are they built on, Jim? Though they're built on. Hey, we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna win. We're gonna play with our defense, and it's the smart thing to do because that's what wins. You're not gonna see 48-45s. You're not gonna see it when it comes to the big time teams and the grid games. It's gonna be shut down. Who's more physical? And
that's why if the Ravens get in, watch out.
My 5th scenario, Kurt, not saying any names, If this name is mentioned, you're getting muted. Not
Dak
muted.
Prescott.
If this name gets mentioned, you're getting muted.
Go ahead.
Potential franchise quarterback in the draft, and you have a chance to draft him. Put him on that board. You said the three: Mahomes, Wilson, and Rodgers. Now, if there's a quarterback coming in the draft that you have a chance to get, where do you put that on the list here to start your team?
That's risky.
Interesting, because usually a franchise quarterback's going to a bad team.
It's risky. You don't know.
Rob Neely saying, "Hey, Tannehill is leading
weapons." I'm not putting him over defense. I'm putting him over weapons, though. So I guess number 4 for me, believe it or not.
But again, you got to define, like, you don't want to say names, but there's only one name that I would do it for that one name. Otherwise, in the past 10 years, there's no quarterback I would do it for. But
potential franchise quarterback.
But here's the thing that Neely's saying.
Not a potential franchise quarterback.
Here's the thing that Neely's saying. And first he's saying about, hey, Tannehill is leading the top 3 offense in the league with the worst defense. But see, this is what the affordable contract. You have a 5-year, when you draft a rookie quarterback, you have 5 years on that money. That is everything. It's everything. It really is in football. And when you're paying when you could have a star quarterback, like they had Russell Wilson and they were paying him. I mean, he was even less. He was a 2nd-round pick. So they were probably paying him $2 million for those first 4 years.
He was a 3rd-round pick.
He was a 3rd-round.
Wilson was a 3rd-round pick.
Right. So he was 3rd-round. That was what, probably $1 million. So they're paying him nothing for those years, and they were just paying everybody on defense. Earl Thomas, all those guys, Chancellor, pay them whatever. That's how you win. That's how you win. So I would do that, Kenny.
My only thing is by that 4th and 5th year, that's probably when the team is probably about to get good. And then you're going to have to pay them. So like a team like, whatever, Kenny, the topic's over, Trevor Lawrence, if he goes to the Jaguars, okay, I actually think the Jaguars are a better spot for him to go than the Jets. I said it. I think the Jaguars have a much better running back. I think they have a better receiver there than the Jets do. So I actually think he's better off going there. I think the problem there is that division is going to be a little tough for him because those teams are pretty good over there. You got the Titans who are pretty good. The Colts are always pretty good. I think the AFC East was kind of on a downward slide, and that was the perfect time for him to come in. If he was going to try and take over a division eventually, that would be the better choice to go to. But weapons-wise, I think it's Jaguars. But like, listen, Kurt, you said he'll be bringing the Jets to the AFC Championship game by 3rd year. Do you say the same thing for Jaguars?
But let me just get this comment. So 2 comments real quick, and I'll get back to that. Chris Schul saying Merry Christmas.
Chris, how you doing?
And Bob Caputo saying, hello, boys. The best of the new year to you all.
But why wouldn't you know what, Kenny, when you think about quarterbacks, just real fast, why wouldn't you, like, as a GM, say, listen.
But wait, Jim, I don't want to interrupt you real quick before I forget, though, because I want to read this one comment. Because just to answer Petro, Neely's saying, but if you win in because Petro, I agree with Petro saying that if he's that good, you're gonna have to pay him. He's saying, but if you win in year 4 or 5, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it, but like it's like you're
what
going
has
to be
Russell Wilson done after that?
I'm sorry?
What did Russell Wilson do after 2014 when he won a Super Bowl?
Well, he was
got to another Super Bowl.
He was a bad call from the coach of
I'm just saying though. What did he do?
Got to another one.
Win.
So take away stats, take away everything. He has 1 ring before his contract. You paid him, and he didn't do nothing after that. He did. We understand what he does nowadays, but he didn't. He doesn't have another ring.
Right, but
that puts him on the Trent Dilfer, right?
Just saying, Kurt. That's where the whole money situation. You're like, well, why would you pay this guy? Why did the Seahawks pay Russell Wilson for it? Why? They just paid him $250 million for the past 10 years.
But he's a top 3 quarterback in football. Just
he's not giving you a ring, so he ain't doing shit.
No, but I'm saying if you just look at the game,
that's your argument,
right? But the past 2 years, though, they had 0. You're the ones always talking about weapons. He's throwing to I don't even know who the receivers were when it was before Tyler Lockett and stuff like that. I mean, he's there every year. He's, like NFC
He had a
Championship.
defense. He had a defense.
They don't have a defense.
He had a great defense.
Oh, but he had a great defense because they paid him on the cheap.
And
listen,
they had Marshawn Lynch, who was playing at a Pro Bowl level.
Hold on, and not for nothing, and I think he'll probably win like another one or two of them at least. But if to your argument, if Pat Mahomes doesn't win anything in the next 10 years, that contract's a failure to you. That's a failed contract. That is a wasted $500 million.
You know what? What is your investment on that much money? Like, how do you put a number
That's
on
your argument, Kurt?
No.
That's
right? But how do we put a number? How many rings are going to make Pat Mahomes' contract worth it?
He got
my
it
only
already.
thing. My only thing is with that is the only reason why I do agree with John, but I don't, because a Pat Mahomes and a Russell Wilson is the foundation that will always have you in the running. It'll always give you the chance. And that's why, to me, if Mahomes doesn't win another one, he was worth it, because the Chiefs, right? Listen, if the Chiefs don't win it this year, right, you come back next year. I think even if they don't sign back Hill, and for some odd reason they don't get Tyrann Mathieu, let's just say they both leave, they still will probably be one of the top 3 or 4 teams to go to the Super Bowl next year, I think.
Petro, here's one more comment, Petro, to get to Bielen's point. Because Neely's saying, but John, you would trade one bowl for 10 years of being average. And you know what? I said this. It's actually funny because me and Jen were talking about this. We're talking about Broncos. But hold on. In 2015, Denver invested 4 years into Peyton Manning. 4 years. They put everything. They spent all this money, defense, right? And I remember saying to Briggs in 2015, I said, you know what? I don't, and this is the God's honest truth. I said, I don't care if we suck for the next 10 years.
Bullshit.
I want this Super Bowl in 2015. And you know what? Jim, let me ask you something. You got it, Jim. You got yours last year. Do you really care listen, you want to win this year, but you always got last year. You got it. 50 years.
You want to care? Yeah, you should care, because now you have $500 million for the next 10 years.
Doesn't matter.
Which is going to cash out your team.
Jim's a Yankee fan. Jim knows we want more. We want more, because that's what it is. We want more.
But Kurt, to the argument, if he doesn't win another one, to you, what you always say is that those contracts are worthless after that. That means that one championship doesn't mean anything.
Listen,
because he got paid after he was getting paid $0.
But you're not going to – listen, you got to be realistic. No one's going to win
that's what you
Super
say.
Bowl. Like, you're not going to win every Super Bowl. That's just unrealistic. But when you got Patrick Mahomes, he's clearly the best player in football.
100%.
Boom. So you pay that guy. And he won a Super Bowl. You pay him.
100%. I'm there. But now, to your arguments, if he doesn't win again, it was a failed contract. That's why you paid.
I never said
that.
How did I say that?
That's why you pay guys. Guys get paid because of what they do, stats, championships, everything else.
Wait, do the Chiefs have a shot to win the Super Bowl this year?
They have next year.
Okay. Years. Do the Chiefs hold on? Do the Tampa Bay Bucks have a shot to win the Super Bowl this year?
Yes.
Okay. Seattle Seahawks?
Sure.
Okay. Do the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah.
They don't have
why
a shot.
not?
One way from going to playoffs.
Does Miami?
Yes, they're in the playoffs.
Okay, Coach Breslin saying, here's my question. They get all of that money. How do you sign other players? How much does that impact decisions you have to make in regards to other players? Winning is great. It never gets old. That's the thing. And this is my last thing on this comment, because I know Kenny's waiting for somebody to come in, but you have to take a certain amount of money. When you go and you say, listen, I'm going to pay somebody $40 million of whatever the cap is of NFL. I don't even know if it's $200 million, $150 your cap. You've got to basically say, option one, listen, you might not have weapons and your defense might suck, but you know what? I don't care. I'm giving you this money. You better win. And I don't mean go 8-8. You better get me a shot at the Super Bowl for getting that money. Some players, just to go and say, oh, I'm 8-8, I'm 9-7, but look at my stats. I'm not giving that guy. I could give somebody $10 million for what he's doing and build the team around. Patrick Mahomes doesn't need Tyreek Hill. He doesn't. Think about
Kurt, ask Rob Neely, why did Ryan Tannehill get paid?
Why Ryan Tannehill get paid?
Why did he get paid?
What's he making?
He just got $100 million.
Ryan Tannehill is making close to like 30-something million dollars.
Why did
he got paid?
Ask him, why did he get paid? Because of what he did last year with that team. That's why he got paid.
Rob Neely's saying, as a Titans fan, I wanted Brady to win a bowl this year because he had the weapons and the running back.
No, I wouldn't have. No way.
By the way, Carson's saying, what's up, fellas? Rob Neely saying it's $27.5 million. So Carson's saying hello.
$27.5 million for Ryan Tannehill. Remember what Ryan Tannehill was a couple of years ago? Everybody wanted him out of the NFL. They didn't even believe
Ryan Tannehill wasn't even a starter on the Dolphins.
Sorry,
sat on the bench.
Chris Shule saying, I'm not a fan of Brady, but he always sacrificed to keep the team together. He did.
Yeah, because he's the type of guy who's getting $100 million off endorsements that he doesn't really care about.
Yeah, right.
And Kurt, 4 weeks ago you were saying Brady was washed and it was a terrible signing and he shouldn't have done it. And now you're saying that Tom Brady is
no. I'm saying, what I said about
that he was a gimmick, and he was a system quarterback.
He is a system quarterback,
he didn't look like a system quarterback the other day. He got benched at halftime.
Let me tell you something. Okay, let me tell you something. If he goes and he loses,
what does that mean if he loses?
To the new Patriot. If the Buccaneers lose in that first round game to Washington or Dallas or the Giants, that's a disgrace.
Well, hold on though. But that goes against your point though, because Washington plays defense.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. But if you're so great, you're saying the quarterback always wins and offense matters.
I agree, because where's Bill Belichick right now? Bill Belichick is going to be golfing this year, and Tom Brady is in sunny Florida, enjoying life, drinking mojitos, and sitting on his backyard with the ambiance in his UGG slippers and enjoying life right now.
Hey, but I'll still tell you this: I'm taking Tom Brady over again. If I need to win this year, I'm still taking my three: Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson. I'm taking Breeze, Big Ben, and then I'm taking Brady. Those are I'm not taking any of the other guys.
Big Ben and Breeze have looked good so far.
Well, listen, I'm still taking them. You're going to take Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield did nothing versus the Jets. He ain't going to do anything in the playoffs.
Drew Brees got outplayed. Drew Brees got outplayed by Kirk Cousins last year in the playoffs.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's facts. He did. He lost to Kirk Cousins. He lost.
$30 million.
He lost.
Right.
He's a bum. Drew Brees is the biggest choke artist in the NFL. Drew Brees is the biggest choke artist in the NFL. I don't care about that one Super Bowl that he has. I don't care. He's a choke artist. I'm so against Drew Brees. I hate him.
And he doesn't.
You guys know how much I hate Kirk Cousins. That was the one game that Drew Brees could have went out there and said, you know what? I'm the guy. I am better than him. I'm going to outperform him. And Drew Brees stunk. He stunk.
He did.
And you would take him over Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind? Are you? Oh, Kenny, mute him. Out of prison.
Guys, you again. That's what a Super Bowl quarterback is, though. Like
Super Bowl quarterback.
We're gonna get into the flash. Look at Baker Mayfield. Listen, Baker's, if they get in, they're one and done. Look at the Flash and Lamar Jackson, one and done. Look at this guy. Come on, that's a champion, man. That's why you pay. They're champions. They're winners. These guys aren't. And you know what? It's next year.
Oh, so what about Josh Allen?
Josh Allen, you know what? Josh Allen is on the brink.
What
We got
about
to see.
Tua?
Josh Allen's got to win in the postseason, because this doesn't matter. This never matters. It's the postseason.
Josh Allen, he's so good, man. What a good trade that Stephon Diggs trade was. Oh my God,
yeah, helped him out a lot.
Oh man, you talk about one guy coming in and just completely elevating another guy. I mean, look at it. Listen, how bad are the Houston Texans for trading DeAndre Hopkins and doing that to Deshaun Watson? Oh,
wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. See, this is where the story ends. I'm giving you $40 million, pal. We don't need Deshaun Hopkins. Make somebody else better. Deshaun Watson, that's another bust. Why? What? He needs to. Why does he need?
Here we go.
Why does he need Hopkins? But wait, why? Why?
Because he's the best wide receiver in
But
football.
why? But why does he need him? Make somebody better. We just said before, option A. All you guys picked option A and said, I'll go with the guy that we don't have any weapons. Didn't you? You guys just all picked them. So you can't pick Watkins.
You named 3 quarterbacks.
Well, no,
You
no,
didn't
no,
say
no, no.
anybody.
Option A in my segment was, how would you build your franchise? You guys
Right.
just said you're
Okay.
taking a quarterback with no weapons because he makes everybody better.
Right.
Deshaun
But
Watson
you said
doesn't.
only. You said only. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But wait,
time
does
out.
Deshaun
quarterbacks.
Watson? So
You said
does
3
Deshaun
quarterbacks. You
You
Watson?
said
Wait,
Wilson.
okay.
You said Wilson. You said Wilson. Rogers, Mahomes.
Okay.
If you said Deshaun Watson, I
Right.
think everybody's answer would be a little different.
Okay, but so Deshaun Watson isn't an elite quarterback. You're admitting that right on air, right? Because he's not. Well,
No, he's not in the. He's not in the Mahomes.
He's not the
Rodgers,
elite. He's in
Wilson.
the next level down.
I think he's the second
how?
tier.
How could he be in the next level down? What has he ever won?
Because-
he won 3 games this year, or 4. Whatever.
He's
it
So then
was.
six.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Is Jimmy Garoppolo a better quarterback than
No,
Deshaun Watson?
Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't get that money.
Jimmy
either.
Garoppolo was in the Super Bowl.
Listen, you also said you would take you also said you weren't going to take Trevor Lawrence and you were going to take Jamar Chase and put him with Dwayne Haskins. Listen,
God,
they would
bro.
ban you from the
Oh my
Canadian
God,
Football
man.
League for that.
Oh
Kenny,
my
give me the
God,
next
bro.
topic, Kenny. Seriously.
I don't even know where we are.
I don't know where we are. We're
Carson's
gonna
having
talk.
trouble getting
You
in.
know what? No, we got time.
I haven't paid any attention the last 15
All right,
minutes.
we're going to talk basketball because
You didn't miss
fuck
nothing.
you.
You didn't miss nothing, Kenny.
football. I mean, Deshaun Watson's a elite quarterback, but he needs Deshaun Hopkins. I mean, what's his name? Hopkins. Come on. I mean, it's stupid
Come on.
now.
Come on.
It's stupid.
It's DeAndre. It's DeAndre.
Okay, DeAndre. Yeah. Okay.
Take-
Hey,
take
I'll trade
Kelsey
Jamar.
and
I'm
Hill,
gonna
let me know how
keep
Mahomes
Deshaun.
is.
Petro, you said you would keep Dwayne Haskins.
what-
I wish
yeah,
this was
what am
on. I wish this is on because I'm gonna find that video. You said you would not take Trevor Lawrence
You're right.
Mute him.
and
I
you
did.
would trade down and take
Mute.
Jamar Chase and pair him with
Kenny.
Yep.
Dwayne Haskins.
Mute.
Absolutely. I
I
did.
have no idea what's
Yeah,
going
mute
on.
the guy to the bottom of the right because that's Canadian football. You would be out of football. Out of
Mute him.
football. That move.
I dare you. I dare you to mute me.
Out of
I
football.
dare you.
Out of football.
I dare you.
Oh my God, Kenny, we're gonna talk Knicks Nets. Let's go.
Oh, Knicks are exciting.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Mute us, please.
Hold
Mute
on.
us, please.
Well, hold on. Talk about the Knicks. The 2 guys that talked about Julius Randle. Let's go. Come on.
Not the 2 guys. Ask Kurt
Hey.
who wanted Julius
Kenny
Randle.
wasn't Randall.
Yo, how good has Chris Middleton been? Have you been watching him? Because he's been phenomenal.
We're talking
Phenomenal.
Knicks Nets. Kenny, what's your topic? Knicks Nets.
My Knicks Nets topic was after the first week. This is only going to be 5 minutes because we're way behind, if that. Both 2-2 records.
By the way,
Kyrie Durant,
Kenny
I
nearly
wanted
saying
no part of them last year. Now, my question is to everybody, where's Kyrie and Durant getting you? And that's exactly what I told you it's going to get you. Durant is
nearly
hurt.
saying the Nets are down 104-102 to the Hawks after 3. So they gave up 104 points already today.
Here's my point. Here's my point with the Knicks and Nets weekly review in this first week. Durant hurt last year. You knew he was going to rest. Kyrie sits because Durant sits.
Mhm.
I want to rest.
Mhm.
And he gets his wish, max contract. I get to rest. What happened? They lost to Charlotte.
Well, you know why? Because he's shown last year when I'm the number 1 guy, I can't win. So when KD sits and then they lose, they blame him. So now, and it shows he's not the number 1 leader. So now he sits down and just says, well, we didn't play. That's why we lost.
And you know what,
easy.
Jim? I know you're not. I know you want to add to this because you're not big on the NBA.
No.
I'm going to say one thing, Jim, before you start. Watch the Knicks. They're playing hard. They're trying for this coach. They're fun to watch.
You know what?
They're not these
I
big-
watched 2 of the
these
Knicks
big
games, Kenny.
Superstars that are demanding $50 million a year or trade me or I'm going to sit. I'm not going to play. You can have that on your Nets. You can have that on your Rockets. You can have that on your Bucks. You can have that anywhere in the NBA. I'll watch the Knicks this year if they continue to play like this hard. I don't care if we get 20 wins. If they're going to try hard, I'll watch them every game.
Well, you guys both wanted Westbrook or Chris Paul.
I did.
Yeah, so did I.
So there's your 40 million guy. So they're not going to do anything. It's like who would want to root for a team that's only going to win 20 games? The Nets, I'll tell you right now, the Nets losing to Charlotte, it's not going to mean anything because they're going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And if they're
And it's
not,
a fact.
What if
And
they're
it's a
not?
fact.
But what if they're not?
And if they're not, then it's a failure.
I don't want to hear.
And I'll agree. I'll say that right now. It is an absolute failure.
Hey, and guys,
KD,
how
KD and
You know
Kyrie
why they
should
won't
be
be there? Because Kyrie or Durant will be hurt this year.
Hey,
maybe,
Like-
but if they don't, and they both are healthy, they should be in the Eastern Conference Finals at least.
Bob
at least. I
Computer's
think they should
saying
be in the
no
final.
one needs a rest.
Hey, Nick fans, how's Mitchell Robinson doing for you guys?
What about him?
Should have traded him
Why?
because he's
By the way,
trash.
you're the
Kevin
host.
Knox.
If you want to switch
Trash.
it to me, Carson's going to be coming in.
I can tell you this. I'm not paying Mitchell Robinson
Trash.
$27 million because that's
Should've traded
that's
him.
the going rate, right?
You should trade him.
Kurt,
Frank.
you're the host. You
go.
got to switch me back to host.
Carson's coming in.
There he is. Got to work on his phone.
Alec Burks. Alec Burks is averaging 21 points a game.
Let's
What does
move
that
on
mean,
from the
John. Alex, he's not a 21. But what does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
You're building around R.J. Barrett, and you have Alec
R.J.
Burks.
Barrett's the best player on that team. That's who you
Yeah,
build around.
and he's-
Yes.
I don't agree with that. I
No
think
way.
Julius Randle is the best player on that team.
Julius
R.J. Barrett has the potential to be the best, but right now, I would say Julius Randle.
Chris Schul saying Knicks will contend for the 7th and 8th seed in the East.
Well,
All right, let's welcome
exciting
Carson.
stuff
Sure.
to get bounced by the Nets. In the
Yeah.
All right,
first
let's
round.
welcome Carson to the show. He
What's up,
finally
Carson?
What's up,
How
fellas?
are
How
you?
we doing? What's going on, guys?
Carson Scheer, this YouTube phenomenon, Ticket Time, joining us for
Happy New Year, guys. How we
Lions
doing?
fan. You missed the Detroit Lions talk, but I know Petro wanted to ask you.
Yeah, Carson, Matt Stafford, overall as a career, would you
Yeah.
consider him being underrated and undervalued? Like, would you put him? Jim said if you took Matthew Stafford and let's say you removed Tom Brady from the Patriots in those glory days, and let's say you put Stafford on those teams with Tom Brady's Patriot teams, would we be talking Matthew Stafford in the conversation of the Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees conversations that everybody has, or is he?
That's a tough question to answer. I know you guys are talking about like you're giving like your in order 1 through 4, like quarterback, I think offensive line, defense, and something else. But it's really tough to say. Like us, like Lions fan, we know how great Stafford is, and I know he gets kind of shunned by the media a lot because he's on the damn Lions. But I totally get what you're saying, though. I don't think he would be in like the conversation as like Brady or Rodgers or Mahomes, but he would definitely, I feel like, be higher up the list for sure. That's a good question.
Mr. Bielen has his hand up. Let's ask Mr. Bielen what his question is.
13 years in the NFL, 3 winning seasons. The 3 winning seasons that they went to the playoffs, he got smoked in every single playoff game.
Yeah. Who do you have?
I don't. It doesn't matter.
Now, my only argument was he had probably some people consider Calvin like the second best wide receiver of all time.
Top
so
5.
I probably would put Calvin as like the 3rd best wide receiver ever in NFL history because he was a freak. So like that's my only thing is listen, now do the opposite. Put Tom Brady with Calvin Johnson on the Lions. Now, if you put Tom Brady on those teams, what is he doing? So, like, if you're going to tell me that Tom Brady would win with those games, then I don't know if you could argue that Matthew Stafford is undervalued because it's the same guys. Then you're just switching him out. I think Stafford's a great quarterback, but I don't know if I'd put him in the class if he was on somebody else, like, if he was on, like, let's say, like the Chiefs last year. Would Matthew Stafford have done what Mahomes done? And I don't even think it would have been even close.
Right. But yeah, you're totally right though. I mean, it doesn't matter how great a player is. It's all about winning games, and if you can't come down to the wire and
Right. See, Carson, you just nailed it. What'd you just say? It's all about winning games, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So John just threw out a stat, and John has told me, and I sent this question while we're all on. I sent this question to John via text one day, and I never heard. He's like Hillary. The emails disappeared.
One of the 300 texts.
He never got the question back. He just mentioned about Matthew Stafford. I want to mention a couple of names. Do you guys think Joe Montana was a pretty good quarterback? Jim?
Yeah.
Jim?
Yeah.
Okay. He's pretty good, right? And he played 15 years. No, I'm sorry. He played, 15 years. So I'll read you a couple names. Carson Palmer, Vinny Testaverde, Kerry Collins, and Matthew Stafford. Do you know Matthew Stafford has better stats, John?
Hold
on, Petro. I'm talking to John.
But what are you talking?
He has
Oh
better.
my
No.
God.
You said it's all about stats. So Matthew Stafford, you just threw out and said Matthew Stafford's garbage. He has 3 winning years.
No.
But you also said people get paid by stats. So Matthew Stafford, in your
What the
opinion,
hell's Matthew Stafford been doing for the past 10 years from the Lions?
but Matthew Stafford is the 16th. He has the 16th most yards in playoff history in regular season history. So
Well, yeah, because they didn't throw
times in one season.
Yeah, they didn't throw the ball. They
so
didn't throw the
stats
ball
don't
anywhere near as
matter.
much.
Who throws 700 times in a season?
Carson, I just have a quick question, and I don't want Kurt to comment.
700.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want Kurt to comment. Where would you rank Dak Prescott as an NFL quarterback?
On like a scale of 1 to 10.
No. So,
1 to
so
32.
if you had to put him 1 through 32, where would you put Dak?
Somewhere in the middle, like 15 to 25 rank,
Thank you, sir.
somewhere in there.
Okay.
Thank
So
you,
where's,
sir.
wait, hold on. Where's Matthew Stafford?
Matthew Stafford
Somewhere in the middle.
Prescott. I mean, you got to be joking.
Yeah, Stafford's better than Dak. There's
It's not even close.
yeah.
Look at Kurt.
You guys are killing me. I think.
Kurt's happy.
Hold on.
Look at
Common
Jim.
sense.
Hold on.
Jim,
I
are you
think-
lost yet?
I think Dak has more wins in 4 seasons than Matthew Stafford has in 13.
You're probably right.
And hold on.
Player
Hold
per
on.
player, you're taking Stafford
700
over
times,
Prescott.
Kurt, 700 times in one season, 732 times. He threw the ball 48 times a game.
Okay, so Chris Shule is just saying, I'm going to go with Chris Shule because I agree more with Carson, but I'm going to play this. Chris Shule has just said Dak is in the top 10 to 15.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
So why would you guys pay him? This is the second highest paid quarterback in football. That's the
I don't have
stupidest
Jack.
decisions.
I have Dak in my top 5.
Well,
Yeah, top 5 quarterback.
you also had Dwayne Haskins and Jamar Chase, so that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I know I did.
The
I know I did.
Broncos
I admitted
also
I
had
was wrong.
Tebow,
I admitted I was
and
wrong. Who cares?
Simeon,
That's not good.
and
Next,
Who
I
cares?
got
You
a
were all
game
in.
for everybody.
You were all in on Drew Lock. He's a bum too.
You know what? Yeah,
He should be on the picket line. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next on the agenda, I got a game for
I
everybody.
hope Dak goes to the Broncos.
In the honor of
Good
college,
luck, John.
in the honor of college bowl season, we're going to play real or fraud. I'm going to name a college. It'll be a real college. The mascot or team name may be real or fake. You guys got paper and pen? We did this a few weeks ago. We had fun with it. I got some more. We played this the other day. Just tell me if they're real or fake. Write them down, and we'll see who wins at the end. I got a few of them written down. You guys ready?
Yep.
Columbia Community College Bridge Jumpers. Is that a fake name or a real name?
Fake.
Gotta be fake.
By the way, Kenny, Chris Shule saying Drew Lock is bottom 10 and Daniel Jones is as well.
Exactly. I agree.
So,
The only difference between Drew Lock and Daniel Jones, Chris, is I'm a realist. Daniel Jones is done. Kurt still wants to believe in Drew Lock.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Yeah, you did. Get
When
out of
did
here.
I say that?
One more year. Give him one
Tim's
more.
done.
Depends what we have.
You're gonna have the same teams next year.
Okay.
All right, next. Cal State Long Branch Dirtbags.
That's probably real.
That's real.
That's real.
Everybody say real on that? That is real. I'll give you that.
That
Did
is
you get the Cal State Long Branch Dirtbags, Jim?
I gotta
Yeah, I knew
comment
that for
after this is
baseball.
done.
Texas A&M International Dust Devils.
Yes.
Fake.
Fake.
I'm gonna say it's real.
It was real.
Wow.
McDaniel College Green Slime.
It's real.
Fake.
Fake.
Petro?
Fake.
Whoever said fake is correct.
Mm.
University of Carolina Sumter Bombardier Beatles.
Real.
That's
Real.
got to be fake. That's like such a mouthful. That's got to be fake. Imagine an announcer announcing that.
The Bombardier Beatles. Anybody think they're real?
Real.
They're fake, but they are the Fire Ants. Webster
way
University Vampires.
Where's that? Western University.
Webster.
Webster.
Dictionary.
I'm gonna go real.
I'm gonna go real too.
I'll go
Real.
fake.
Real.
Jim,
Real.
they are fake. They are the Gorlocks.
So much less cooler.
Okay, here you go. The Earlham College Hustlin' Amish.
It's real.
Fake.
What do you got, guys?
Real.
Bielen and Kurt.
I'm gonna go fake.
Real.
They are fake. They are the Hustling Quakers. Two more. I got three more quick ones. Scottsdale University Fighting Cacti. That's the plural of cactus for those who don't know.
Kenny, Sis has just said Oklahoma 24-13, and Neely's saying something about Nebraska bug eaters. Is that real or fake? He's asking you one.
Nebraska who?
Bug eaters.
They're the Cornhuskers. That's fake.
I don't know where he's getting that from.
Fighting
The cacti one I'm going to say is real.
About everybody else.
Real.
Real.
They are fake. They are the Fighting Artichokes, like Neely said. Two more. Evergreen University Gooey Ducks. That's a clam, that for those who don't know.
No idea.
I'll go real.
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 Guys swept the board on that one. That was real. And the last one I got for our Jewish friends out there. The Yeshiva University Mighty Matzah.
Real. I like matzah.
Fake.
Go fake.
Kurt
Fake.
and Jim.
Real.
They are fake. They're the Maccabees, whatever a Maccabee is. Little real or fraud college football, fun little names on real colleges out there. Some of these caught my eye. We had the Banana Slugs a couple weeks ago. They were a real team. So what's next, Kurt? That was my little take on.
We got picks, right? We got to do our college football.
Hey.
We're gonna make our college football picks.
All you guys should go on Google real quick and just go to Google and just search Dak Prescott. You know what the first thing pops up?
The first thing that comes up? Now I'm curious.
God, you still on that? Yeah.
Dak
I'm not even
Prescott.
gonna get into it.
They were the bug eaters before the Huskies.
Kurt, the first thing that comes up is 3 reasons the Broncos should sign Dak Prescott. It's literally the first thing that comes
Listen,
up.
I said this to you guys. You guys are laughing, but if Dallas don't sign him, I have no doubt Elway will sign him because Elway likes him.
Kurt,
You should like him.
It would
You're
be a
gonna-
major mistake.
one of your words for the next 5 years if they sign.
Would you wait. Would you buy his jersey?
Yeah, I have to.
I'll buy it.
I have
I'll
to.
buy it for you.
Listen,
Jim,
I'm
Jim,
a
how
diehard.
fraudulent
I'm a
is that?
diehard. Listen, Broncos come. It doesn't matter the player for me. It doesn't. It's
You root for the laundry.
I root for the laundry, Jim. So
Oh,
I would wear. I would
that's
have
so
wore.
great.
I hate Brady more than any player in my life, but I would if he ever signed Denver, I would buy a Brady jersey the first day. I would. That's. I'm gonna be honest.
Terrible.
Kevin Durant is absolute filth. He is so damn good.
Chris Schultz saying I thought Drew Lock was the savior. Doesn't look like that.
All right, Kurt, what are we doing?
We're gonna do college picks real quick. Okay. So let's start with we'll start with we'll do the big games. Okay. So Friday afternoon, the first game, Cincinnati versus Georgia. Bielen, here we go. You're first. Who you got? We're not even going to go spreads. We'll just do straight winners.
Oh,
Cincinnati.
I was gonna say spread. I can't believe Georgia's only laying 6.5.
You know what? Let's do spreads, Petro. Good idea. Bielen, here we go. So, Kenny, Bielen's been so high on Cincinnati, I totally expect him to say outright Cincinnati upset. But go ahead. Cincinnati, Georgia, Bielen.
Cincinnati upset.
Okay, perfect. Kenny.
And I hope it happens.
I'm going Cincinnati just to see it happen too, Kurt. No, I've been on Cincinnati all year. You know, if they get blown out, then I'll say they were frauds all year. They don't belong with the big boys.
Nearly saying John Bielen's team, Cincinnati.
Compete with Georgia. Cover the spread, and you'll have my respect and everybody on this panel.
Whoa. Wait. See, no. What does that mean? Compete with Georgia? You got to beat Georgia. You don't compete with Georgia. Why you got to compete with them?
On this segment, we're getting 7.5, right?
Right, but
6.5.
6.5. But I'm saying that doesn't. But I'm saying we're talking about the committee.
But I'm a winner if I win.
Oh yeah. But you're saying you get the respect. Why are you going to get the respect? You got to beat them.
They lose by 3. You don't give them respect?
No, they should beat them.
No respect.
Why not?
All right, next.
Well, why not?
A no-name conference versus Georgia.
But hold on, Kenny, you make no
There's
sense.
too many people on here arguing. Next.
But wait. Time out. We got to talk about, because you're just saying so now you just got to play with them.
Next. Carson, what do you think?
I'm going Georgia on this one. It's going to be Cincinnati's first real test. I'm going to go Bulldogs all the way.
I will go with
when everybody's done, I'll answer.
All right, Kenny. You know what, Kenny? You got the show segment. You got the pick segment. Because
I don't have the picks. How do I got the pick segment when I don't have the games?
No, you got it. Go ahead. You can get it.
I don't have the games in front of me. How am I doing it?
Coach Breslin saying Georgia, unless Georgia has many guys opt out like Florida did.
Kurt.
Totally agree with Coach Breslin. Georgia's going to blow them out, blow them away.
Kurt,
Kurt,
all joking aside, you're doing the picks when everybody.
Is it 10 o'clock yet? Is it 10 o'clock yet? Go ahead, Bielen. What'd you say?
Why can't I talk? I'm just muting everybody because I'm done. Like, this is ridiculous, guys. Seriously.
I know. We're going to go one at a time.
We're doing a professional show and we're acting like children.
I know. One at a time. All right? One at a time.
Seriously. Now, what I'm trying to say, when we're done, I will answer your question in 15 seconds, but everybody's going to go first.
I think Georgia wins by 2 touchdowns.
Just Cincinnati by 21.
Whoa!
Cincinnati wins by 3.
Georgia in a blowout.
Georgia 38-13.
Georgia in a blowout. Next game, let's get to the college football playoff. Notre Dame, Alabama. Go ahead, Kenny. You're going to the people. 30 seconds each, Kenny. Let's see if they stick to their words, Kenny.
I'll
30 seconds.
19.5, right?
19.5.
Alabama wins 39-20. But I will say this, guys, real quick. The Rocky Mountain Oysters are back on the table. I was behind the 8 ball, but Kurt agreed that Clemson has to win the championship. Alabama washes everything out. I got 2 teams that both probably not going to win. What do I have to lose? Nothing. Kurt is going to be on the Rocky Mountain Oysters if Ohio State or Notre Dame wins the championship. I don't think Notre Dame will, but Ohio State has an outside shot. So let's hope for Ohio State, boys. I'll take 39-20 or 38-20. Notre Dame covers the spread.
Kenny, you're reading names.
We'll go Petro.
I think Alabama wins by. Going to cover the spread. Alabama's going to cover the spread and win. That's what I think.
Jim?
Alabama.
Big?
Yeah.
Carson?
It's going to be over by the first quarter. Alabama's going to be head of the national championship, 42-6. It's going to be a blowout.
I think John's with me, but John's probably going to be better than me.
Notre Dame by 3 because I want another team to be in there against Clemson. I want to see Kurt crumble.
Kenny,
I want to see Kurt puke on those, gag on those Rocky Mountain Oysters for getting out of that bet 2 weeks ago.
Neely's asking if you're going to eat the oysters. Sis is saying it's no contest. Coach Breslin saying Alabama, no contest. Agree with Sis. Chris Schulz saying I love the Irish, but they're going to lose by more than 21 points. They're going to get blown out. So,
All right. What's our next
Clemson,
one?
Ohio State.
I'll start this one with Carson.
What's the line on that game?
Spread 7.5.
It's so weird that it's only 7.5. Like,
let me ask you guys a question. If Clemson somehow loses, does that make Trevor Lawrence's stock drop or not?
no. He is without a doubt the number one. I don't think anybody would, especially Jacksonville. I think if it was maybe not anybody besides Jacksonville or Jets, maybe. But I think those two teams, they've been wanting him for the last 2 years. So no, I think his stock is. He's going to be the clear number one.
If Clemson loses to Ohio State, there's one guarantee. That guy right there next week, I'll be ordering those Rocky Mountain oysters on the air for them.
Yeah, I'm going.
Just got to see if Jen will cook them. That's the only question I have for her.
I'll cook them. It's the better of the two playoff games for sure. Going Clemson by 10, like 30-20.
Couple comments. Chris Schulz saying Clemson by 10. Breslin saying Clemson, agree with Petro. Nobody else. He is the top pick, no matter what.
Yeah. I do think Clemson wins. I think it's a closer game, though, than everyone's going to say, because I think everyone thinks Clemson. That's why I don't know why that line is so low, but I think because everybody does think that Ohio State is going to be able to compete, and I think Clemson will just kind of slowly pull away at the end. So I think Clemson will cover, and we'll get the matchup that everybody's wanted all year. We'll get Clemson, Alabama. I think that's what everybody wants. That's what college football wants. So,
who else needs to go? Anybody?
Ohio State by 3.
Love it.
And then it's Rocky Mountain oysters next week.
Not happening.
We could put some of Rob's seasoning on them. That'll probably go good.
Jim, you think Clemson? You think Clemson covers?
Real quick, smoky beard. We could put one of these habanero or the chicken dust on it if you want. Great
on beef.
Kurt, don't worry, because you eat the Rocky Mountain oysters. I'll make sure to have the Rutt's hot dog that you owe us. They are waiting to Washington.
And Sharkies.
All right, so Rutt's hot dog is this deep fried hot dog with this special relish. And Kurt don't like relish.
Listen, it's not. This is going to be your biggest mismatch of Justin Fields versus Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be like. I don't even know. What were we always saying? Becton and St. Joe's, Bielen? It's just going to be like a total mismatch. Total mismatch.
I mean, I would say, I don't know if it's that close, but Ohio State is.
No, I don't mean teams
Ohio
and teams.
State.
I'm just saying Justin Fields, you're going to have one guy running around for his life just trying to run the ball, and the other guy's going to first read, second read, third read, check down. It's going to be a pro.
Clemson losing and the excuses that's going to come out of Kurt's mouth.
There's going to be no excuse. Sis is saying Clemson by 25. It's, I don't know, man. I think it's going to get ugly. I think this is going to get ugly too.
Any more college, or are we on NFL?
And the other one was we'll do NFL because that is.
There isn't like any other good bowl game,
that's
right?
really
A&M North Carolina. A&M North Carolina will be a good
North
game.
Carolina's a good one.
That'll be a good game. I think Carolina can. I think that might be an upset that could happen. I do like A&M, but Carolina's
got like 4 of the skill guys opted out though. Both running backs and their top receiver opted out.
Oh, that changes things then.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, both of their stud running backs have opted out.
They still got that quarterback though.
They got the quarterbacks playing.
Oh, and you know what's a good game too? The Army West Virginia game. That'll be a good game too.
That's
Army's
tomorrow.
pretty good this year. Yeah, Army really wanted to get into like a big bowl game, but they didn't get picked to do it.
I have an NFL quick hitter that I was going to ask if Carson was on the show, but he came on the second hour. Your Detroit Lions head coach next year will be. We were doing fill in the blank.
Urban Meyer. I'd love it. Make it happen.
I think Harbaugh.
Now, if Urban Meyer's the coach, do you move on from Stafford?
Oh, man, it's a tough. He deserves better. That's just point blank. Whatever happens, if it can't get any lower than it is right now. So you might as if you're going to do it, go for it, because it can't get any worse what's going on right now.
Real quick, Kurt, and then we'll get into the NFL. I don't know if it was Bielen or Petro saw in a mock draft Justin Fields to Detroit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Urban Meyer is coach and he has a chance to go and get the quarterback that he recruited, I would absolutely take Justin Fields. And but I do think Stafford would stick around because I don't think everyone is in such a rush to rush these rookie quarterbacks in now because of what we've seen, and that's not how it used to be. And that's why everyone pump the brakes on some of these rookie quarterbacks that are not playing well right now, or having their sophomore slumps and this and that because they're so young. It's not, these are grown men they're playing against. So I think the right move would be to draft Fields, have Stafford play the first year, let Fields sit behind him, and then if you end up being 3-10, and then you're out of it, then you throw Justin Fields out there and see what he can do for those last couple games.
Chris Schule's also saying Urban Meyer to Detroit. So
Urban Meyer to Detroit.
And you guys,
I like Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh ends up in Detroit for some reason.
Can you
I
guys
don't know why.
remember the last college head coach that actually worked out in the NFL?
The last college coach that worked out in the NFL. I mean, Harbaugh got to a Super Bowl.
And then he was canned the year after.
Sis is saying
David
Fields
did.
to the Jets. What do you think, Bielen? You want Fields?
No, and it's not happening.
Would you take the BYU kid?
Now, do you like? Here's my question to finish on the Detroit line. Do you like Justin Fields, Carson?
Given Ohio State's quarterback track record, not so sure. I mean, we give him a shot. I mean, everybody deserves a fair shot. If we draft him, great. And we'll see what he can do. But I don't know. There might be somebody else better.
There's the Zach Wilson, the kid from North Dakota, is supposed to be pretty good. They're saying.
Yeah, Trey Lance is a pretty good quarterback, and I like all the quarterbacks in this draft. I like Mac Jones. I like the kid from Florida. There's some good ones. I think we're going to see in this particular draft. I think all those quarterbacks are going off the board in the first round. I think they'll all be gone. So we'll see. Oh, Nets are in a tight one right now.
All right. So what do we have left? About 15 minutes. I got a little Major League Baseball quick hitters. If you guys want to do it real quick, you guys are down.
Sure.
Down, Kurt.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Quick hitters mean 15, 20-second response. Start with Jim. We haven't gone to Jim much tonight. With Tampa Bay trading Blake Snell and losing Charlie Morton to the Braves, are the Yankees – this is off-season Major League Baseball Q&A, by the way. Are the Yankees the clear-cut favorites right now to win the whole American League?
The whole American League.
No, I'm going to say no.
Who would you put there, Jim?
White Sox.
White Sox. I'll go to Carson next because that's how I see it on my screen.
Yeah, I like the White Sox pick. They've got a really nice farm system that they got going on right now. Who was the headline? Blake Snell going to the Yankees, or did I miss that?
No, Blake Snell went to the Padres.
Wow, that's crazy.
Darvish too.
Yeah, and they got Yu Darvish.
Yeah.
You said for National League or American League?
Just the Yankees clear-cut favorite to win the American League.
Chris Schule is saying that they'll win the East, but not the American League.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm going to go with the Red Sox.
Bielen.
Yeah, the Yankees. Wow.
I agree. I think the White Sox are their biggest competition right now, but Yankees. I just don't see how that. I don't know what the Tampa Bay Rays are doing. Can we just talk about that for a second? What are they doing?
I want to know this. Tony La Russa?
Yeah, I mean that's a factor too. But I mean, he has the guys. They're all there. The layout is there for him to just step in and just don't mess it up. It's it's.
Yeah. Kurt, what do you got?
I don't know about a team, but they're not the favorite. No, I mean, why would they? How did they get any better? Why would they be the favorite? So
Yeah, I don't think there's much in the American League better than them, though, on paper.
Yeah. You could argue Astros maybe.
Astros lost. They're going to lose Springer.
Chris Schule
They're gonna
said,
lose
just
Springer.
don't let LaRussa drive.
They're gonna lose Springer. They're gonna lose Springer. They're gonna lose Brantley.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't see Houston being able to compete. Verlander, I don't even know if Verlander is going to be back this season because he got Tommy John so late. I really think it's just the White Sox. You could say the Twins. The Twins could maybe do it because they're not losing anybody. If they bring back Nelson Cruz, Oakland, but I just don't see Oakland like.
Oakland's got good pitching.
Oakland's got good pitching, yeah, but
Okay.
it's got to
next
be the
question.
Yankees.
Start this one with Bielen. Do you think the Nationals bounce back into contention with Strasburg back and the addition of Josh Bell through trade with the Pirates?
No, my Braves are taking it.
Petro.
I think the NL it's going to be a battle between the Dodgers and the Braves. I'm sorry, but the Padres. The Nationals, I just don't see it. The Padres, though, man. Wow. Well, two big moves for the Padres. Wow.
Coach Sickinger.
Braves.
Carson.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with the Braves also.
Kurt.
It's Chris Schule saying Nationals are wild card. Braves win the East. Wait, you're asking just for the East, or you're asking for?
Do they bounce back, meaning they get into the playoffs?
No,
Playoffs, yeah, definitely that. But I don't competing for a title. I don't think so. But
Yeah.
Playoffs, maybe. Yeah.
Same answer.
I think they're in the playoffs. I think they fight with the Braves for the wild card. Not, for the division. The other one will be the wild card. Here's a good one. I'll start this one with Petro. Who has a chance to be this year's Tampa Bay Rays in the American League and the National League?
Chance to be this year.
To be last year's Tampa Bay Rays. Small market team or team out of nowhere to get to the World Series.
I'll say, as long as the core stays together, I'll say Cincinnati in the NL. Because I think Cincinnati, they got a great pitching staff over there. They would have to bring back Bauer, though. So that might be back. I'm going to say the Padres, actually. I'm going to say Padres.
And how about in the American League? Got one in the American League?
American League. Blue Jays? Blue Jays.
Jim?
I'm going to go with the Rangers and the Cardinals.
Nice. Rangers is a different one. Carson?
You're saying like dark horses for this year?
Yeah, like the Rays were a small market team that came.
Yeah. Probably the Twins and the Cubs.
Okay. Bielen?
The Marlins and the Angels.
Ooh, Marlins are a good sneaky pick.
Kurt?
I'm gonna go Mets. Wait, Bielen, I forgot. Bielen's Braves are the best team in baseball, but Bielen's got the best team. I forgot. Bielen's got the answer for everything.
You went with a dark horse.
I forgot.
Guys.
Bielen's got the answer for everything. I'm gonna laugh. Oh, God.
What did the Mets do this year so far?
Wait, it's a dark horse.
Bielen, who's got better pitching, the Cincinnati Reds or the Braves or the Mets?
The Cincinnati Reds.
They do.
Well,
Without Trevor Bauer?
With
Oh,
Bauer.
okay. So hold on. So let's get back. Hold on. Let's get back, Kenny. Let's get back because Petro said the Reds, and you just went like this. Bielen.
Yeah,
They
said
do?
with Bauer.
Oh no, but Bauer's not on the team. Bielen.
If Bauer comes back.
Bielen. Come on, Bielen.
Bauer comes
Bielen. Yeah. They're still not better pitching than the Mets. No, they're not.
You and every other Mets fan out there is, you guys should paint your nose red, put the white up on.
Bielen, I gotta take Kurt's back on this one. The question was who has a chance to be this year's Rays,
Right.
not who was the favorite to go to the World Series.
Right, Bielen. Right.
The question was who is going to go. Who's a dark horse to get there?
Sure.
That was the question.
The Marlins.
So you got to give him.
Bielen, why you got a hood on? You're not outside.
I gotta hide my face with you.
Oh, you got to take your hood off. I mean,
What
come
about
on.
American League, Kurt?
What happened?
American League. Give me one in the American League.
Toronto.
Toronto's
yeah,
a hot one.
I like Toronto. That's a good pick.
Bielen has all the answers.
I,
Bielen broke his iPad because his Jets lost, but he's
National
happy with
League-
his second pick because he's going to
Real
take the
fan.
Oregon
National
pick.
League,
Real
National
fan
League,
right there.
National League, I'm going Nationals. I think they're going to bounce back. They got to
'Cause-
try to bounce them back. American League, a little tougher. I think a popular pick is I think that
I like John's pick with the Angels because I think they are going to be the front runner to get Bauer.
Yeah.
And I think if they get Bauer,
That's a sneaky team. Oakland's always good.
Kenny, you know what we're gonna do, Kenny? No, I got what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're always talking about Rocky Mountain oysters. Bielen picked outright wins. He picked Ohio State and
This is what
Notre
we go
Dame.
through
Wait,
on
Kenny.
Wednesdays,
If
folks.
those teams don't win, he's doing Rocky Mountain oysters. He's got both of those. He's got Ohio State and he's got Notre Dame this week.
Look at him.
All right, Kurt, I got one more for you.
I got 2 minutes and I'm gonna go. So go ahead, Kenny. What do you got?
Which team will be the biggest disappointment this year? One team. It could be American or national.
Braves. The Braves. No, I don't know. I don't know. Braves.
He's so
Just say
upset.
the Yankees. That'll be a popular one.
Who?
all right, I'll say the Tampa Bay Rays are going to be the most disappointing team in 2021 because I just don't know what they're doing.
Carson, what do you got?
That's a tough one. I know they just won the World Series, but I'm going to go with the Dodgers. It seems like every year they get there. I know they won last year, but they just fall up short every single year.
And all the Padres moves, they're going to be.
Did you see, Kenny? Did you see that the Dodgers are in talks with Trevor Bauer to see if they can land Bauer? How are they going to How are they going to do that?
Yeah.
If they do that, that's like so beyond unfair. I don't even like you. You should not even have to watch baseball because there's no way that anybody would be able to beat that team if they got Trevor Bauer.
My disappointment, Jim. My disappointment's going to be the Twins. They still don't have the pitching, and the White Sox are going to overtake them this year.
Chris Schuler saying Dodgers.
Let's see the Brewers.
Brewers.
Not a bad pick either.
How about a player that'll be a disappointment this year?
Jason DeGrom. Trevor Bauer if he's on the Mets. Because he's going to get whacked up by the Braves.
I got one. He's been a disappointment his whole career. Shohei Ohtani.
No, you know what, Kenny? I'm sorry. We got Kenny. Bielen's doing Rocky Mountain Oysters. He's got Ohio State and Notre Dame this week. We're going to get off of baseball. There you go. He said it out loud. He's going to be responsible for his stupid comments. He's got Ohio State. But you know what? We're going to put Sis versus Bielen because Sis has been high on 2 30-point wins. We'll bring Sis's back on next Wednesday anyway. We'll have Bielen and him. That's what we're going to do. There we go.
All right, fellas. I think that's going to wrap it.
That's it for the show.
Carson, you're doing a stream tomorrow. You want to let everybody know what you're doing tomorrow for New Year's?
Yeah, New Year's Eve. It's going to be awesome. We're going to rock in the New Year with everybody. It's going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'd love to have you guys.
Check it out. Some giveaways, some gambling. Bielen and Petro, right up your alley.
And Mr.
I
Kirkpatrick.
love losing money.
Mr. Kirkpatrick, like I said, next week, the return of the Sis Man. And that's our wager. That wager is on the table. And let the texts begin. So, there we go.
I don't get involved with
Everybody has a healthy and happy New Year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Everyone
Happy
have
New
a good New Year, man.
No New Year's resolution, just end COVID and we all can get together and have a little barbecue, something going on. Let's end COVID. That's the resolution, I think.
Yeah, man. Everyone be happy.